Welcome to the Collaborative Resource Hub by Wellness Provisions. I'm Amy McBride, owner of Wellness Provisions, the most badass wellness business. You're tuning in to the Delay Dying Blog podcast edition because who wants to read when you can have someone read to you? Unless you like using your eyeballs, then catch every single essay over on the website. Just select ones, make it to the podcast. And if you're the pill popping type, no supplements, then Welly P has you covered. We supply rock and rollers with high quality supplements. We're a trustworthy place to go where you can essentially shop blindfolded. Last but not least, my legal disclaimer: nothing in this essay or the Collaborative Resource Hub substitutes medical advice. Please connect with your GP if you need medical guidance. These are my essays, my take on all things wellness, written to educate and inspire. Enjoy today's essay. Don't be a dick. Or, in other words, be more kind and generous. I dated a guy once who said there is no such thing as altruism. While he was likely a narcissist himself, which I didn't date him for that long, he did make a good point with that thought. So, what's the textbook definition of altruism? According to Merriam-Webster, altruism is an unselfish regard for or devotion to the welfare of others. It's also described as the belief in or practice of disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. So, you do what you do solely for others. But here's the thing. You're also doing it for yourself because it feels awesome to be generous and kind to people. Therefore, that asshole I dated was right. There is technically no such thing as altruism. But why does it feel better to be kind and generous? I mean, there are definitely people who thrive off being absolute jerks. So what gives? In this essay, we're going to explore the science behind kindness, how philanthropy positively affects your health, and why mean people tend to be so, well, mean. So buckle up. This should be a fun ride, because we're going to start this journey with why mean people are mean and get that out of the way first, because who wants to wait to end this essay on a bad note? Not me, and I win because I'm the one writing this. What a dick. How often have you said that about a coworker or maybe even a family member? Have you ever noticed how some people seem addicted to being assholes? It's like the gasoline that fuels their V8 engine of hatred. Well, there could be a lot of reasons why people are so mean. Sure, maybe they're having a bad day, or their life is incredibly stressful these days, or they're not sleeping. Stress and lack of sleep will change your personality drastically and fast. Your brain chemistry literally changes for the worse when you aren't getting sufficient sleep and your patience wears thin during already stressful times. It's a bit of a catch-22. And there are folks who strongly identify with their ego, and when that gets threatened, they get mean. Or people who are mean as a coping mechanism due to early life traumas they've endured. According to Psychology Today, there's also something called social comparison theory that argues, and I quote, that people naturally make comparisons to other people. And these comparisons often make us feel worse about ourselves or better about ourselves. As we generally prefer to feel good, we are prone to making downward comparisons or comparisons that enable us to look down on other people. Moreover, research that is based on this theory also supports the notion that people are more negative towards others when they have been insulted or belittled, and that this can make people feel better about themselves, as in it can help restore self-esteem. End quote. Well, that sucks. And then, of course, you've got clinical personality disorders to consider, like antisocial, borderline, and narcissistic personality disorders. But that is a whole box of fun for another essay. The science of kindness. So while some folks seem to be programmed to respond to meanness with a heavier dose of meanness, others are wired or have made a point to rewire their own brain to embrace kindness. It's a practice, to not engage in negative situations. And it's a practice to have an awareness around fostering positive feelings, which means the more frequently you practice gratitude or volunteer or open the door for a stranger or show love and kindness to yourself, you are keeping that positive momentum moving forward. According to randomactsofkindness.org, acts of kindness produce oxytocin, which aids in lowering blood pressure and improving overall heart health. Oxytocin also increases self-esteem and optimism, which is extra helpful when anxious or shy in social situations. And like most medical antidepressants, kindness stimulates the production of serotonin. Yes, the feel-good chemical which heals wounds, calms you down, and makes you happy. Kindness also increases dopamine, another chemical that makes our brains happy. In a study by the University of British Columbia, a group of highly anxious individuals performed at least 6 acts of kindness a week. After 1 month, there was a significant increase in positive moods, relationship satisfaction, and a decrease in social avoidance in socially anxious individuals. That's freaking awesome. And Stephen Post, PhD, found that when we give of ourselves, everything from life satisfaction to self-realization and physical health is significantly improved. Mortality is delayed, depression is reduced, and well-being and good fortune are increased. And of course, physical pain can decrease in the body due to the endorphins produced from being an awesome person to others and ourselves, as well as a reduction in the stress hormone cortisol. Philanthropy improves health. So I'm going to rip some lines from the Cleveland Clinic because they totally nailed it and referenced a study. Quote, biologically, giving can create a warm glow, activating regions in the brain associated with pleasure, connection with other people, and trust. This is the reason why you feel excitement when you're about to give a gift to someone else, and why you feel close to them during, or why you feel happy driving back from a volunteer experience. There is evidence that during gift-giving behaviors, humans secrete feel-good chemicals in our brains, as mentioned above. When you look at the functional MRIs of subjects who gave to various charities, scientists have found that giving stimulates the mesolimbic pathway, which is the reward center in the brain, releasing endorphins and creating what is known as the helper's high. So, helping others can always be easier than helping ourselves. And this essay is for sure about extending kindness to others, but it definitely includes showing yourself kindness also. Because while we're not always mean to others, we're usually pretty mean to ourselves. And we need to be nicer to ourselves. Don't be a dick to yourself. That's messed up. Maybe you did something bad that you're feeling the effects from, but you, at your core, are not innately bad. Again, maybe you did something bad, but you, at your core, are not innately bad. So work on accepting yourself, forgiving yourself, and allowing your mind to be open to the many ways kindness can appear in your life. And if you're struggling with this, then hit me up, because all of this is part of the wellness coaching that I offer people who are ready to accept more love into their life. Boom. Over and out, Amy, Wellness Provisions.
My life was a mess until I met wellness provisions.